All right. Next we have Jocelyn. Jocelyn calling from Nevada.
Yes.
Welcome.
Hi, how are you guys doing today?
Doing fantastic. How are you?
Pretty good.
So, Jocelyn, how can we help you? What's your question?
So, my question is in regards to using the right product. So, the right product at the right time. And I
Okay.
always want to know, like, what is the best product to use? So, I'm in
Okay.
Nevada now. I'm building up business in Nevada, in Colorado, but my business started 3 years ago in Wisconsin. And the type of work that I do, I'm a care director. So I direct care for persons inside of their home for respite care. So they
Oh,
have,
wow.
developmental delays, special needs, elderly, people who need assistance caring for their loved one. And we also provide daily skills training. And
Okay.
so I always want to know, okay, is it better to send them a magazine, to send them something digital? Which magazine, which compilation of magazines
Yeah.
should I use? And I don't know. I have a little bit of history with the company, so I'm like, what works? And am I using the right product for the right goal, or even
Yeah, great question. Well, tell us a little bit about your goal in terms of like what is the result you're after that you're hoping the marketing will produce.
So, number one, I want to stay top of mind because
Okay.
there are a lot of providers out there who, even though many of them don't necessarily do what we do as far as being in our niche of serving special needs children as our top priority, but there are a lot of options for home health care or respite care. There are a lot of options for that.
Okay. So, do you lose business a decent amount, like a client going somewhere else?
I have a decent amount of turnover, not necessarily that they're going somewhere else. It's just for some of them, they may not know of another company. And
Okay.
I cannot be transparent to say sometimes they don't
Please.
always come to you and say, hey, I have this problem with this caregiver, or, I need someone different. It's like, you could just tell me that. So I'm
Yeah.
always reaching out saying, how can we help you? How are things going? And they'll say things are going great. And then all of a sudden it's ghosting. And I'm like, what happened? And my caregiver's like, I don't know. They just won't answer the door anymore. And so I'm like, okay. So, but ironically, they'll ghost us, but they'll come back. And so I'm just like, okay, number one, let's make sure we're top of mind. And number two,
Yeah.
let's get other referrals. Like, I need a way to let them know how much I value them. And even though I come off as being extroverted, I'm very introverted. So that is, that's the thing. I'm trying to bridge that communication so that we stay top of mind and we get referrals.
Yes. That makes perfect sense. Well, you've come to the right place because that is what
Is
our
she
passion
describing our
is.
business?
Yeah, exactly. That's what we want to do. Okay, so I totally understand like the pain point that you're going through as a kind of almost sidebar, but I think is plays into the touch points. Is I would encourage you in your onboarding process. You need to get a system that you have, whether you call it a survey that happens at 30 days, 90 days. You need something that you can do where you ask them questions or get them to fill out questions that in the answering of those questions, you actually get their real feelings. And because if you call somebody and put them on the spot, it's the classic you walk into a retail store, can I help you with something? And they say no.
Yes.
It's like, well, you walked into the store. Of course you need something.
Yes.
And so when you're calling and saying, Steven, how's Josh doing? He doesn't want to be rude. Oh, yeah, doing great. But they're never going to tell you the truth. So you need to develop, and you could use AI to do this, Jocelyn, where you go and say, you need to develop 3 to 5 questions that you can ask the people 30 days in, 60 days in, whatever you believe is the appropriate time frame. And then now you have those answers from every one of your clients, which gives you a benchmark. And now you can have benchmark scoring. and you can start seeing that the clients who left scored at X point when we surveyed them in 30, 60 days. And that will give you an idea, like that will start identifying for you data wise. Oh, wow, at 30 days, if they grade us 7 or less, or hey, at 30 days, if they answer, this question this way, they're actually at risk.
Yeah.
And so that's what, like, I think what's missing in your process is you need a data benchmark that will help you identify if somebody's actually unhappy.
And by
you
the way,
need
one of those questions should be, would you refer us out? One of
That's
those
great.
questions should be, would you refer us out? Because then there's an immediate, well, one that answers all of those questions. If it's 7 and they would refer you out, we're still good. If they wouldn't refer you out, it's a 10, it don't matter, right? So there's a problem there.
And I would do exactly on a scale of 1 to 10 because the data of the numbers will help you. Like on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being you would definitely and 1 being you would never, where would you mark of your willingness to refer? So now you actually get some nuance in the numbers, knowing that most people always drift to the middle. That's just how human beings naturally are. So my second kind of tip I would give you, Jocelyn, is like the first one is, how do you develop some type of touch point within 30 days that gives you some measuring stick of how well you're doing service wise? And then what you're saying about referral and repeat business, you're already on the right track with the magazine. That's the whole design of it, is to give you something nice that you can send that's non-salesy, but keeps you top of mind. We see our shelf life be 4 to 6 weeks. The one I would use in your case would probably be the health one. So start healthy. Yeah. Cause it ties in health and, wealth, and you're caring about their health. Like it's just a reminder of the value that you bring to the relationship and trying to add on more value. It fits in brand wise. And then I would make sure that, on the magazine, you are linking, and this you could do without the magazine, you could do with other marketing that you do as well, but you've got to have a call to action that drives the question that you want to ask, which is, do you know anybody else that I can help? And so on the front cover, I would put a referral call to action on the front cover of how you're looking to help more people. If they knew of anybody, scan this QR code, and that can link to a landing page, which we can provide for you, which they can enter in whoever they want, and that would be a lead right to you. But the real reason you want to put that is because when you call Stephen, your client, to check in, you should reference the magazine and say, oh, by the way, I'm also sending you kind of my Start Healthy magazine. I send it to all my best relationships. I love having a relationship with you and being able to serve you guys. And I just want to make sure you got it. I try to put like healthy recipes in there, things that I think people will enjoy. But I just want to touch base, let you know that, also catch you up. How are things going? How's life going for you right now? Are you liking your caregiver? So boom, it's a non-salesy call where you're talking to Stephen, your client. And then here's the key. You now can reference that question that you've put on the magazine as your transition to ask for referral. So then you can easily say, hey, Stephen, one of the things I wanted to point out, I'm realizing that a lot of my current relationships and clients have other friends and family that also need help, but they didn't know if I had time because, or if I, had the capabilities to help them. And so I actually put on your magazine, if you know of anybody that could use my help, I'm totally open. I'm actually looking to expand and grow, and I want to help more people. It's really my passion in life. You can scan that QR code anytime and put in anybody that you would want to refer. But I don't know, do you have any family members or friends that, you could think of even right now that you go, yeah, they could probably use your help, because I really want to try to help more people. Anybody come to your mind, Stephen? So boom, it's really a nice smooth transition to where you're pointing and referencing something on the thing that you sent them, just as oh, by the way, I also wanted to point out, but you are asking them the question you want to ask them, which is, I want to help more people. A lot of my clients, they don't know if I actually have the bandwidth to or not. So they sometimes are like, I'm not sure if she could. I want you to know I could. So you're taking away that objection. And then you're asking them right on the spot, who do you know? Now, here's the key. The next time their second magazine comes in, what is it reminding them of? It's reminding them of that convo you had. And that's the piece that I think a lot of people miss within business, is you have to have the ask, and all the marketing is watering the seed of that ask. So it's like McDonald's needs to show you the juicy burger on TV, on the commercial, and go, hey, you should go get a Big Mac. And that's the first time, okay, but maybe you don't want a Big Mac. But every time you're seeing the commercial, they're trying to water the seed that, hey, you should go get a Big Mac. You should go get a, like, it's the same with what you're doing with your marketing if you use Start Healthy Magazine, but you've got to identify the ask. And that's where most people go wrong. They just send the magazine, but they never do the ask. And the ask is the calling the client. And it seems like you're already, even though you're introverted, kudos to you, you're stepping out and you're actually calling your clients and asking them, you know, how's the service and what can you do better? I don't know if you are asking directly for referrals, but if you're not, you need to start. Like, you need to start, and now all your other marketing would work. I would say that the magazine is just one component to answer your question of what marketing should I use? You should use it all, meaning omni-channel marketing. So take Reminder Media, for instance. We have how many emails going out a month?
6 million.
Oh, well, yeah, that's for our clients, so not for us.
Oh, for us?
Yeah.
3 million.
3 million. Yeah. But so, and then we have thousands of magazines going out that we touch on my database with, right? We have Facebook ads running. We have phone calls, thousands of phone calls being made. And the point is, like, for our business, we're doing it all. You look at Acre Brothers Realty, we're going to do 42 plus touches to their database for them this year. There's 2 thank you notes going out. There's 4 client events happening. There's Facebook ads being run. There's magazines going out. There's some postcards hitting. So it's not one product that's going to be the end all be all.
Okay.
It's really the audience that defines what you want to do. And so for your database, what I would do is go, let's get a magazine going out quarterly or bi-monthly, phone calls happening quarterly, bi-monthly. Then let's get a email going out at least one time a month. I would prefer 26 times a year. Every 2 weeks, you have an email newsletter going to your clients.
Okay.
Are you on social, Jocelyn? Are you on Facebook?
I
Instagram?
am on social media.
Okay. Are you posting every day?
No.
Okay.
I'm on
So
Facebook. I post every week, but I don't
Okay,
post every day.
good. Yeah, good. Let's get you posting. Let's get you posting on your stories. Let's get you posting on, like, we can throw you some free months of our digital platform where you have all the health content and stuff like that, where you can just post it up.
Okay.
But get you posting every day. And it's that omni-channel effect that will build the brand, because you want the people to say, I see Jocelyn everywhere, but she's never overbearing. And you then, that all accumulates around what? It's around the ask. I asked Josh, do you know anybody? And now when he sees my email, when he sees my social post, when he sees my magazine, when he gets my phone call, he's just reminded. I'm just watering those seeds. And that's the difference maker. Like, Reminder Media doesn't have one magic marketing funnel. We have dozens of marketing funnels that are happening. And this podcast is a marketing funnel, right? Like, we're putting out content consistently about our topic of sales and marketing. And amazing people like Jocelyn are watching, and they call in and they get interested in our products and services. How could you put out content about taking care of your loved ones and health tips that are happening? And that's just one of your funnels that you're doing.
Okay, so I have a follow-up question to that. Like, is it the same whether I'm giving that referral and that relationship to the client versus, say, my care workers? Because I need a lot of care workers as well. So
Great question.
does that, I guess one of my
Same
questions
mediums, different content. Same
mediums, different content. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what do you recommend for the Good to Be Home? Because I thought I personally love, and maybe that's why I personally love the Good to Be Home magazine. Why would you recommend Healthy Start as opposed to Good to Be Home or American Lifestyle or Business in Action? Like, is there a certain client that appeals to each of those differently?
No, I recommend it because I think it ties better into your overall brand that you want to build in the mind of the consumer. So your brand is a health brand, ultimately. Like, you're taking care of people in their homes, right, based upon their disabilities and needs. And so they need to see you as the caretaker, the person who cares about their health. Now, I will tell you this, as you develop relationships with your clients, it's very easy to go to, hey, if Jocelyn prefers good to be home because she's my friend, I'll send her good to be home because the relationship has been developed. But from an overall brand standpoint of
Okay.
what I want to signify to my clients. So what you're getting at, which I think is still critical for people to get, is that if you can get down to the likes and interest of your client, that's amazing, and do that. But I'm just assuming for you being in the 3 different states with your database size that you have, what's more important for you at this moment in time is building the brand. That when people think home care, they think Jocelyn. Good vibes. Is it good vibes? Is
Yes.
what the business is called? They think good vibes. It's like, hey, if you need home care, you think good vibes. And so how do you get that brand association going? To me, that's more of a health brand than it is a home services brand like HVAC or realtors or stuff like that.
Okay.
That's where my brain goes. So because you've got to establish like your what do you call it? Value prop, your unique value prop. So it's like if I were coaching you through the exercise, I'd coach anybody through this. Who's your ideal target audience?
Yes.
That's number one thing you have to define. Who are they? What age are they? Where do they hang out? Like you need to build that persona in your mind. And then that ideal target audience leads you to what, well, what is my unique value prop to that ideal target audience? What do I bring to the table that helps them that other people can't do or that I do better than anybody else? And try to define that. And then when you get that, then that turns into, well, how do I share that unique value prop with my ideal target audience? And that comes down to messaging. So you take your ideal target, your value prop, and you could throw it into AI, right? And say, take on the role of an expert marketer and break this value prop down into messaging that I can share on what? Mediums of distribution, social media, email, print, text, seminars. Like you go, oh, these 6 kind of degrees of medium distribution. Now I can take my messaging and use mediums of distribution to hit my ideal target audience. And then the most important thing that brings it all together, because that gets you visibility, but what you really want is credibility, right? So you got visibility happening because you're hitting your ideal target audience on all these different mediums, but you need credibility, and credibility comes from the impact of your content. And so now that's where you get to thinking, okay, if my unique value proposition is I do a custom magazine for, home services or healthcare based companies like we do at Reminder Media, that's my unique value prop. Most people don't have their own ability to do a custom magazine. We can do this custom magazine for your business, and I can post it on social. I can do all these things. Well, how do I bring value to the marketplace that gets people into my funnel to even check out the custom magazine? Hey, I could do a podcast on marketing tips. I could do marketing tips and things around coaching, around marketing, and that gets people into my funnel. And then they want to check out what Luke Akery does. And then they see he has a custom magazine. So translate that to you. Hey, I could do tips on how to help take care of your son with disabilities or your child with disabilities. I could do tips on, the things you need to prepare for if you need at-home care. I could do content and tips out there to the marketplace, and I could post those on social, send those through email, all these different mediums. That's kind of the key. Does that make sense what I'm saying? Kind of that breakdown?
Yes, I understand it better now, because that was part of my question was, what do I use and how do I use it? So yes.
So awesome. So I love your business, by the way. Thank you for doing that. We need more people doing that. I know that's a need, because we work with a lot of assistant living companies and stuff like that. And so I know there's a big need out there. So thank you for doing that. And then I would just encourage you, develop your core audience. Seems like you have it. Develop your unique value proposition. We can obviously start you with the Start Healthy, but you need to get your cadence of touch.
Okay.
Like your big takeaway, Jocelyn, is how do I get my cadence of touch? Luke wants me minimum 26 touches a year to each client in my database. So 6 of those can be a magazine, 4 of those can be a phone call, 12 of those can be an email. Right? And now you're already at 22 touches there, and you just need 4 more touches. Oh, look at that. Love it.
This is my
That's so
son.
great.
He's like, look, get me on camera.
Yeah, love it. What's up, brother?
I'm not going to let you go until you put me in.
Yeah, love it.
This is my why.
That's your why.
This
That's what
is
I'm
my
telling you. There
why.
you go. You already have the most important thing. But that's your goal, Jocelyn, is like, this is a lot of info I'm throwing at you, but your goal is step away and go, Luke Akery has told me if I have my ideal target audience that I'm trying to reach, I need to develop my cadence of hitting them. and my cadence of hitting them, I should try to get 26 touches over the course of a year going to my database. And then from there, that's when you start picking, well, I could do a magazine 6 times a year. I could do an email once a month. I could do a phone call to everybody in my database once a quarter. And I could post on social media every week. And now all of a sudden you have a cadence happening. And now we can start refining your messaging within your cadence.
Sounds great. Thank you, guys.
Love it.
Thank you,
All
Jocelyn.
right, Jocelyn, go crush it. Love it and love the why. Thanks for coming on. What's his name?
Donovan.
Donovan. Thanks for coming on Stay Paid, Donovan. You got a great mom.